Wow, it is so early in the morning. Holy crap. It's like 6:45. Why am I awake, you ask? I'll let you know in a second. Good morning, y'all. So this video will actually be filmed in West Palm Beach because I thought I was leaving on Sunday, so I was going to film on Saturday, but turns out I'm leaving tonight and it's Friday. So I woke up really early so I could be able to film the beginning of this video, and it will be based on what y'all voted on my Instagram poll, Alexa_0105. But since both of them were really close, it was like 60-40, I'm going to be doing both videos. I just wanted to know what you guys wanted to see first. So this video will be about seeing glass things that are in your house, glass things that you can buy instead of plastic ones, and then turning them into reusable items that can last long in your life. They can be sustainable and you can use them until they break, and then you'd buy another one. But you know, it's a lot healthier to do it with glass because glass is very recyclable. Most glass is recyclable compared to the plastic. So I'm so excited to show you that. But that's why I won't be in this setting. So I just tried to film this beginning part so you guys would be like, whoa, did she move? No, I didn't. But yeah, that's just a heads up. So see y'all tomorrow. Good morning, y'all. It is Minimalistic Monday, and I'm so excited to talk about finding alternatives. And yes, I know I was supposed to do this based off the Instagram poll, and finding alternatives did lose. But since I am not where I usually am today, I could not bring all the items that I wanted to flip because that's unrealistic and they're all glass and I did not want them to break. Today, we will be talking about 10 tips and tricks or finding alternative steps for when you go shopping for things you need. I'm going to be listing them, and I think they are best used in order. My opinion, you don't have to. But yeah, I'm so excited, so let's get right into it. So, number 1, go shopping at your store that you always go to and just buy everything you regularly buy. Don't change anything. Just do what you normally do. Go home after you buy everything and kind of write down or take note of what is eco-friendly and plastic-free, so you don't have to find alternatives for that specific item. If you already buy something that comes in a glass container, look for things that don't, and go through what you would normally buy and see what does not need to be changed because it already is eco-friendly. I doubt there's going to be a lot, but still take note of it. After you do that, we go on to step number 2. Step number 2 is making your digital shopping list. It's writing down everything you normally would do, going online and finding the exact same thing but an eco-friendly glass-based material that you can flip and use for an alternative. So make your digital shopping list. Try and make it in stores you would go to normally, like the store you would normally go to. Try and see if they have the alternative there before you go shopping somewhere else. Number 3, go back to the store with your digital shopping list and cross off all the things you got from your digital shopping list. Now, granted, you might have to go out of your normal shopping routine, in the sense where if you always go like this, like you walk into the store and you always go right here, you always go left here, be willing to break that pattern. When you break this pattern, you are finding alternatives that may not be in the open eye. You have to really look for them and you have to be willing to look for them. Number 4. Now, when you go shopping with your digital shopping list and you try and find all the better alternatives and you can't find all of them, that is okay. Not one store is going to have everything you need unless it is a zero waste store. So, take your digital shopping list and go to other stores around your neighborhood. If Publix doesn't have it, try Walmart or Target. If one store doesn't have it, another store might. So be willing to look around. Try and go to other stores near you and see if they have it. Number 5. If what you need is not at the neighboring stores around you or the store you would normally buy, go to a local farmer's market. They might have better alternatives. I know the farmer's market next to my house is really cool and they have a lot of cool arts and crafts things, and It's pretty interesting. I really like the handmade craftsmanship that a lot of these farmers put into their work, especially when they have cool necklaces made out of glass, or, I really like what they do because I know it's handmade, good for the environment, and it's going straight to the person. Number 6. If what you need is not at your stores, is not at the stores around you, is not at your local farmer's market, go back to your digital shopping list. Remember, it's digital, so it's probably on an online store, and buy it straight from there. But here comes number 7. If that is too expensive, try and go on a craftsmanship website like Etsy, where people make them handmade, or try look on Amazon for cheaper alternatives. So number 6, as I said, is going back to your digital shopping list and buying the better alternatives. So instead of getting so frustrated you can't find it, just go back to that list you already have and buy the alternative. I promise you it's a lot easier when you do these in the steps. So yes, you buy it from the digital shopping list. Now, if it's too expensive, the Craftsman store is like too expensive, Etsy's too expensive, Amazon's too expensive, because at the end of the day we are human and a lot of people have budgets for food and groceries and home decor and whatever. That's normal. Be willing to try and DIY it. If you try and DIY it, it might be a challenge, but I think it's really cool. Like, it's something in your house that you made yourself, and I think that's really cool. I love to use oranges as the best example of an amazing zero waste fruit or vegetable. I don't know. I think it's fruit. You buy an orange. For me, I don't like eating oranges. Sorry, I don't like eating them. I rather juice them and make orange juice. You juice the oranges. You take the seeds out. You take the peels. In the peels, you soak it in white vinegar for 2 weeks. You have your DIY disinfecting soap, you have your orange juice. If you want, you have a meal because you can eat the oranges. You take the seeds, you plant them, and you no longer have to waste money on oranges because you just made some. You're using the most out of this one product that you bought one time, and now you don't have to buy it anymore because you're planting your own and they're in your backyard. And they're a lot fresher, and it's gonna be such an amazing experience, which I'm currently doing. As I said, the orange example is amazing because be willing to try and DIY it. There's a lot of YouTube videos where you can try and find alternatives on Pinterest, on Instagram. There are alternatives that you can use. So be willing to try and DIY it. Number 9. What you need isn't from a grocery store. It's like a guitar case or a new bed frame or something in that, new mirror because yours broke and you need one. That's fine. Go to a thrift store or an antique store. There are some really cool finds that you can get there. They're gonna be super original. If you're lucky, it might be handmade craftsmanship, which is super, super cool in my opinion. I'm just a nerd for that. It's super cool, especially if you buy wood and it has all the detailing. Try and go to an antique store and a thrift store because it might be cheaper, and the people you meet along the way, because the owners of thrift stores and antique stores are the nicest people I've ever met. So try and go along the way with that and use thrift stores and antique stores to your advantage, especially since you want to keep them in business, because as a plastic-free, minimalist, zero-waste person, you can't really buy in a lot of things that are brand new except food. So you would want to go and see what type of thrift stores you like, the people who are there. It's good because if you're going to go thrifting, which is going to be in a future video, you're going to see what you want to do, what kind of your routine is, and what they have to offer. And number 10, be willing to be open-minded. Go into this open-minded. It's not going to be right there. There's not going to be a section that says zero waste. Even though there should be, it's not going to be there. So you need to be willing to really look and put the time into it and see that there's a lot of things that come in plastic. My next video is going to be going back to school shopping completely eco-friendly and as best zero waste as possible. But it's going to be pretty difficult because until you go to a store with plastic free in mind, you don't know how much plastic you're using, because holy crap, it's a lot. So be willing to have an open mind and step into it as optimistic as possible. because it's a process. And until we show these consumers we are voting with our dollar and we want these plastic-free items instead of the plastic ones, and we're gonna run these plastic companies out of business, which is our goal, you need to be open-minded because they're not gonna be in flashing lights. You have to be willing to look. Now, let's go over the 10 steps one more time. Number 1, go do your regular shopping routine and find out what is and what isn't zero waste or plastic free. Number 2, with that information in mind, make your digital shopping list, an online alternative that you can find that are eco-friendly products. Number 3, go back to that same store with your digital shopping list and buy everything you can from that shopping list. Number 4, if you can't find it from that store, go to a neighboring store around it or other chains of stores, of grocery stores, and try and find it there. If you can't find it, go on to step number 5. Go to a local farmer's market because they have a lot of cool things like a festival or something that has these people selling their handmade items. If you can't find it there or it's too expensive, go on to number 6. Go back to your digital shopping list and buy it there because it is an eco-friendly alternative for what you need. But if that digital shopping list is a little too expensive, go on to step number 7. Go on Etsy or craftsmanship website because they might have some really cool things and they're eco-friendly and plastic-free and you know the people making them, and it's a little more expensive, but it's worth it because you're only going to have to buy it once and you can flip it to something sustainable. Number 8, be willing to try and DIY it. Be willing to take up the challenge and DIY it and look up YouTube videos and make what you need. And number 9, if what you need is like a home decor, a bed frame, a lamp, is that what you need? Go to a thrift store or an antique store so you kind of know the neighboring stores around you that you can find alternatives instead of buying something new. And number 10, have an open mindset. And that brings us into our phrase of the day is gonna be keep an open mindset, you know? So excited to see y'all. See you next week in the back to school video with my grandmother, so that's gonna be fun. It was great being with you guys. See you next week on This is Minimalistic Monday. Bye!